It's Tuesday, November 6th. Delhi is gasping for breath. Monday saw the overall air quality touch 449, which falls in the hazardous category. Visibility remained low. The forecast for Tuesday isn't encouraging. Overall air quality is expected to hover around 400. Watch this space for more. Why have the names of willful defaulters who've taken loans of 50 crore and above not been disclosed? An angry Central Information Commission asked, issuing a show-cause notice to Reserve Bank of India Governor Urjit Patel. The central bank's refusal to part with that information comes despite a Supreme Court February 2016 order to do so. The CIC has also asked the Finance Ministry, the Prime Minister's office, and the Reserve Bank of India to make public the letter written by former RBI Governor Raghuram Rajan on bad loans. Rajan had, in a communication with a parliamentary panel led by Murli Manohar Joshi, revealed that he had sent a list of high-profile cases related to bank frauds to Prime Minister Modi's office 8 months into the Prime Minister's tenure for coordinated action. He said he was not aware of any action taken on that front, a matter that should be addressed with urgency. Multiple cases of bank frauds, big cases of willful default have been reported in Indian public sector banks in the recent past. Public sector banks are also struggling with mounting non-performing assets. At 53 days, the efforts to capture or kill T1, the man-eating tigress nicknamed Avni, is one of the longest such operations in the country. The big cat, believed to be responsible for 13 human deaths over the last year and a half, was shot and killed on Friday by marksman Asghar Ali as part of an operation in Yavatmal, Maharashtra. The killing provoked sharp reactions from tiger conservationists and Union Minister Menka Gandhi, who targeted Maharashtra's Forest Minister Sudhir Mungantiwar, accusing him of being responsible for a ghastly murder and vowing to take up the case legally, criminally, and politically. Mungantiwar responded saying Avni was shot dead as a last resort after efforts to tranquilize her failed, adding that there was unrest among local farmers and Adivasis following the 13 human deaths. In September, the Supreme Court had upheld the Forest Department's plans to allow them to kill T1 if efforts at capture fail. Remember, under Tiger Project, there is a strict standard operating procedure in place, which says a differentiation should be made between human kill due to chance encounters and habituated man-eaters. As most of our forests outside protected areas are right-burdened, the probability of chance encounters is very high. Further, tigers often use agriculture or sugarcane fields and similar cover along the river courses while feeding on livestock, which may also cause lethal encounters with human beings. Such animals should not be declared as man-eaters. However, confirmed or habituated tiger or leopard which stalk human beings and feed on the dead body are likely to be man-eaters. The elimination of a tiger or a leopard as a man-eater should be the last option after exhausting the option of capturing the animal live, as detailed in the standard operating procedure. Now, in the Supreme Court, the government reportedly provided forensic evidence to connect Avni to the human deaths to underscore that tigress was a man-eater. Animal rights activists have argued that the tigress did not enter human habitations to kill people and that people were the encroachers. The jury is out on whether this was a justified killing, at least till such time that more details emerge on what went down in the operation on Friday and whether the standard operating procedure laid down was followed to the T. Meanwhile, these numbers will give you a sense of the contribution wildlife activists have made to India's tiger conservation efforts that began 12 years ago. It has resulted in a steady increase in tiger population. The 2014 tiger census showed a 30% increase in population from 1,706 in 2010 to 2,226 in 2014. Talking of man-animal conflict, this feline, Seen slinking through the gates of the Gujarat Sachivalaya or Secretariat is a leopard. This happened in the early hours of Monday. The Secretariat was completely shut down to aid a massive search operation. Giving details of the search operation, the Additional Chief Secretary of Forest and Environment said several teams with tranquilizer guns and forest personnel from different ranges conducted the heavy combing operation both in forest areas as well as the building premises. The leopard was captured alive early Monday evening. Indian IT giant Tata Consultancy Services is on trial in California over claims of racial discrimination by American workers who lost their jobs at the company in the United States. Bloomberg reports that TCS will have to explain why engineers hired at its American outposts are 13 times as likely to be fired if they are not South Asian. This class action suit has been filed on behalf of over 1,000 non-South Asians, most of them US citizens. The complaint has alleged that TCS has engaged in a systematic pattern and practice of discrimination by favoring Indian expat and visa-ready workers from India for US positions, and that its workforce is nearly 80% South Asian, much higher than the 12% South Asian representation in the overall US IT workforce. US President Donald Trump is a big critic of work visa programs that he says displace American workers. It's been called the most important election in years. The midterm polls in America gets underway today. Midterm elections in America are held every 4 years and midway through the sitting president's 4-year term. So, what is at stake? While there are multiple electoral contests, the most important is the control of the US Congress. The US Congress has 2 chambers, the House of Representatives or lower house and the Senate or the upper house. The House of Representatives have 2-year terms, so all 435 seats are up for grabs today, whereas the Senate is a bit like our Rajya Sabha, where senators have staggered 6-year terms. Today there are 35 Senate races. Now, midterms are often seen as a referendum on the sitting president. It has been speculated that if Democrats manage control of Congress, they could potentially put roadblocks in Trump's immigration policies or even impact a potential decision on impeachment proceedings against the president if Special Counsel Robert Mueller investigating charges of presidential election tampering finds anything adverse. Meanwhile, nearly 100 Indian Americans are running for office in today's midterm elections. All members of the Samosa Caucus, the unofficial term often used to describe this group of Indian American lawmakers, is also up for re-election. Love your morning fix? Help support our journalism. Subscribe to Scroll Plus using the link in the description.